Hey everyone, it's Fitz with the Daily Delivery. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. Beautiful weather in Manhattan. And it's a beautiful time to subscribe to this YouTube page. Make sure you're doing it. We're so close to 6,000 subs. Doesn't cost you a thing. Helps out our algorithm. Go for it. Also, go find our PowerCat podcast on whatever podcast provider you want and give that a follow. You gotta stop missing out on the free stuff. And for that matter, we got plenty of content at 24/7 Sports that is also free. If you're just a K-State fan who loves reading about the Wildcats, come on over. Most of our content is free. Now, the best stuff's VIP, but you get the message. There's a lot out there for you, including these daily deliveries. And let's get going. Here we go. K-State comes into the first college football playoff rankings of the season at number 13. Who would have thunk it a couple weeks ago? But there are the Wildcats on the edge of the discussion about the playoff. And we can all recognize that there's very little chance K-State gets into one of those top four positions to get into the playoff. In fact, the Big 12 is going to have problems, even with unbeaten TCU. If the Frogs go the distance and are unbeaten at 13-0 after the Big 12 championship, and don't get in at the expense of a one or even two-loss SEC team, I say we all meet at the town square and have a riot. Maybe just torches. Would you do that? Look, I don't understand sometimes what people are thinking, but to put one-loss Alabama up there with the idea that, hey, they lost a really close game to the number one team, well, if you're going to give them a asterisk loss there, shouldn't they have an asterisk win against Texas A&M, a bad team they almost lost to? It gets dangerous when you start doing that. You should go off what happens on the field, and winning is always better than losing, particularly when you're winning against good competition, which TCU has been doing. But this is more about K-State. What does this mean for the Wildcats? The Wildcats really do have a good position here to kind of climb up into those rankings. And it'll be intriguing to see if they can beat Texas this weekend, where they will go to, because it's Texas. And I know they're not ranked, but boy, it's Texas. And you know how voters seem to think about that, even if they're athletic directors that are on this committee. We'll see how it all shakes out. But this is really good for K-State. And consider this. This is why I love the expanded playoff. If there were 12 teams in this year's playoff, K-State would be on the cusp. And if K-State would win out and even lose that Big 12 championship, they probably would stay in the top 12 and get a spot in the playoff. And how does that change how people think about Kansas State football? Probably substantially. But no, we're still going to do 4 teams for a year or two more. And right now, the Big 12 isn't looking so good. But it is nice to see K-State back in the college football conversation.